Decato with another Pro Tools behind the scenes walkthrough kind of video thing.
In the sticky hard heart, in the sweltering.
Yeah, so and if that voice is familiar, that's you'll know this is Guy Capecelatro, and it's a song called Late of Day from his most recent Burst in Bloom release called The Smallest Darkest Things. And this is pretty much what I got from Guy, was this vocal track we were just listening to, and these couple of guitars that you can see my yellow S's down here that are soloing those couple of tracks. And if you most likely have, like, you've heard the song, you kind of know it's a spooky subject, kind of, you know, leave it to Guy to sing a song about finding a dead guy somewhere. But so, you know, my initial reaction to it was to try to bring it down even more than it is in a weird way by having it be a keyboard thing rather than guitars. I don't know why that sounds more down to me, but it just kind of does. So the first thing I did was kind of cop this, the rhythm, that lick there with the Rhodes. I'll lay that on you. Yeah, and so that just immediately to me kind of feels more like even darker and spooky. And I almost kept the other guitar doing the little melody riff thing. But I was playing around with an electric guitar, and that just became the thing. It just was more of a vibey, spooky vibe thing. Playing the same melody though. Yeah, so that was kind of the beginnings of that. And then, you know, the organ was certainly going to be in there. Just kind of doing some spooky, icy kind of stuff. There's a fair amount of automation going on with that B4 plugin. You know, pulling drawbars in and out. And not a lot of playing. You see there's just a few notes, and let's let it go through the chorus. This first bridgey chorus thing. Oh, that's not till up here. But yeah, it's already pretty kind of cool sounding. But I think I'm probably jumping ahead. I think probably the first thing I did was the drums. So I kind of am skipping a section because I'm more excited about this stuff. The drums were, I'm almost positive, were the first thing that I added. So let's back up a little bit and check those out real quick. I mean, there's nothing special about them other than this is one of the first songs that I kind of remembered that I used to do this miking the kick drum over the top of the kick, kind of like right next to the snare drum, aiming at the kick pedal beater kind of idea. And it was successful in that I really like how it's made the kick sound, made the whole kit sound kind of cool. In my, I was thinking, once I turn all that reverb off, can kind of get an idea of what it sounds like. There's still a hallway. If I turn the hallway off, you can hear there's a ton of sound coming from that hallway. right? It goes from being like roomy into tight. Let's get over here to where that chorus is. We'll play a bit of that. And I don't know that, you know, it's funny because I've got it turned down quite a bit. But rather than having a microphone underneath the snare, usually mic the top and then the bottom of the snare. So instead of doing that, I'm putting this mic over the kick, and it's got tons of kick in it and tons of snare in it. That bottomy snare sound. So it's not something you have right up front, but does kind of both. It's really cool. I've been digging on that since then, and this one wasn't the most successful, but it was one that kind of worked. So that's the drum sound real quick. And I know that I played those to those acoustic guitars and then muted them and did the Rhodes and that electric. Probably there's a bass here somewhere, which I think is just a line on this particular tune. Yeah, it's just a line in. So that's really just filling in some of what the Rhodes wasn't doing. And we're just kind of fatten the Rhodes a little bit. It's kind of what the bass is doing. And then there's his vocals and stuff, but to try to get that spooky kind of thing, he had sent some like vocals that were like affected, these kind of screaming, scary, screamy things, and yeah, so, and I was like, oh, I can make those cool if I do this. There's the reverb firsty kind of thing you can do. And then you can see, I scribbled some automation across them, but. And I was like, oh, those are cool. So that's like, these scary, blood curdling kind of screams. Maybe it's the guy he found by the river, kind of screaming. Kind of idea, screaming at him, going, "Hey, don't leave me alone," whatever. So that kind of thing. But then I had this idea too of maybe expanding on that, and I did like a mix of the whole band and did that reverb thing to it. Let me get these things out here so you can kind of check those out. If I unmute this. So you can see they're just in these couple of sections, these blue sections here. Everything else is muted. But sorry about that. So it's like a mix of the whole band without the drum set, with the reverb in front, kind of by flipping making it play backwards and then adding reverb, whatever. So there's that. And then I did the drum set separately. So, and there's just these little pink sections. That ended up being, just used a little. Just like that. And that's how much they're used. Like, so there's, that bit right there. Like, is how long it's in there for this one section.
I found you naked, sprawled and prone.
That might have been too hot. Anyways, so there's like I said, there's just those couple little sections like that. It's quite a bit here in the end, and you can see there's some volume automation on some of the sections where it's longer. Anyways, so that's that. The only other thing really with this tune is I did some vocal stuff with him. I did the usual kind of panning. He sends me a couple vocals, and then I pan them for the choruses. I pick out my favorite lines from it, and I guess I'll leave you here at the end, and maybe we can listen to it without the drums. Would be kind of fun. We'll listen to that last chorus, and just with everything but the drums.
On your face.
And turn this reverb back on.
Put a record on the walls around you, scoring circles into.
Let's see, I've still got those acoustics going on in there somewhere. Yeah, let's get rid of those.
On your face, put a record on and waltzed around you.
Yeah, so if you like, if you like the video, let me know somehow, and I'm gonna do a few more from the record, and hope you dig them. It's kind of fun to poke around, and this is a tune that I did with him a few years ago, and even though he just released it now, it's been a year, maybe or two, and it's kind of fun to go back and poke around in them. All right, thanks for watching.
Your eyes open.